With those great temperatures, a lot of people heading out to the beach, and it can be tempting, especially in beach communities, to park so that you're blocking part of a driveway. And that is our question today with the Low Air and Blue Jeans. Jeff Isaac is here, and we're talking about that very problem. Some people have it more than others, depending where you live.
Yeah, I received an email from Richard, and he basically lives in a cul-de-sac on a residential area, and his neighbor is constantly overriding his driveway. When he parks with the front end where it's difficult for Richard to get in his driveway. And Richard basically was saying, it was a long email, so when you email me, try to make it a little shorter if you can, but it's okay. Bottom line is that what does he do? In other words, should he call the police? Is that now going to be a problem with his neighbor for like infinity because he's living there in the same neighborhood? And we see that a lot because we have residential laws. We have traffic and parking laws that really can be enforced. They're not strictly enforced normally in cul-de-sacs and residential areas, but when people do go above that and block a driveway, that can be a problem. And so Richard says, hey, what should I do? Well, you can call the police, but I would recommend very strongly you talk to your neighbor.
That's what I was going to say. This has got to be one of those talk to your neighbor first. Right?
Really, and so, you know, we live in such a litigious society that we always think court first and lawyers first. And even I, who have been a lawyer forever, the last thing I want to do is go to court or deal with the law part. I want to just deal with it and get it over with. So in this case with Richard and his neighbor who's constantly overriding, look, if it's a small amount and it's not bugging him, Richard, leave it alone. Just forget about it, because if it's not that hard, but if it in fact is overriding your driveway enough where you really can't get in and it's a difficult issue, then go to your neighbor and talk about it. Now, obviously, if he just tells you to go jump, up a tree, then you have to go to the next step, and then the police would come out and probably cite,
And I would say, yeah, you have legal position there. You can't have your driveway blocked even partially.
No.
I mean, that's
but
your space.
You know what I'll say to you? If it's 4 inches and it doesn't make a difference, maybe don't even talk about it. Yeah. Just let it go. But if it starts to increase, or it's enough where, in this case, Richard feels like it's just he's caught between a rock and a hard spot, I get that. Talk to your neighbor.
There are a glut of vehicles out there. So many people now have made their garages, which is supposed to hold the car, they've turned that into whatever it is, office space, storage, whatever, yeah. And so all the cars are on the street.
Yeah,
frustrating.
And I've had that happen in my situation too, and I live in a cul-de-sac. But it's interesting. I'm getting 3 or 4 emails a day now. And all you have to do is email me at lawyerbluejeans@gmail. We'll do everything we can. We can't answer them all, but we'll get those that we can on the air. And every Monday and Wednesday at 4 o'clock, we'll do the common and the most important consumer questions that bug people all the time. And happy to do that. And in this case, like I said, the only thing I'd ask is make it a little shorter so I can get it on the air, because it would have taken up the whole segment. Just to read
they're good topics. Everybody can relate to them. All right, Jeff,
we'll be back Wednesday too.
We'll see you on Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, still ahead, battle over Robin Williams' estate resumes. What happened today? 4-year-old girl is spotted on a bus at 3 in the morning. In the next hour, what she told the driver about why she left her home.